Charlie Gibson in Alaska. He asked the governor a range of questions, including whether she believes the U.S. is fighting a holy war because of this comment she made at her former church 3 months ago about the U.S. troops fighting in Iraq.
Our leaders, our national leaders, are sending them out on a task that is from God. That's what we have to make sure that we're praying for, that there is a plan and that that plan is God's plan.
Well, Governor Palin now says she was quoting Abraham Lincoln, and she told Charlie Gibson tonight, "I would never presume to know God's will or to speak God's words. But what Abraham Lincoln had said, and that's a repeat in my comments, was let us not pray that God is on our side in a war or any other time, but let us pray that we are on God's side." Dan Springer's live in Fairbanks tonight. Dan?
Yeah, Shep, also in that interview with ABC, Gibson grilled Governor Palin over her readiness, whether she had the qualifications. And, you know, she said she had no doubt. She said that, quote, "I have the confidence in that readiness and knowing that you can't blink. You have to be wired in a way of being so committed to the mission we're on, reforming this country and victory in the war." And speaking of the war, Palin left that interview and hustled over here to Fort Wainwright for the deployment ceremony for the 125th Stryker Brigade. Among the 4,000 soldiers leaving for Iraq in just days, her 19-year-old son, Track. She spoke at the ceremony about 6 minutes long and never mentioned Track by name, but there is no doubt he was on her mind.
As you depart today, don't mind us, your parents, your friends, your family. If we allow for a few tears, or if we hold you just a little closer once more before you are gone, because we're going to miss you.
Track Palin will be part of a company charged with protecting the brigade commander in northern Iraq. Some worry that because of his new high profile, he may be the one needing extra protection. PFC Palin has said to his commanders he does not want any extra protection, no special treatment, and so far they're accommodating. Shep?
Dan Springer live for us in Fairbanks this afternoon. Looking for advice, Sarah Palin has turned to Pastor Rick Warren. That's according to Pastor Warren himself. He's the pastor of that Saddleback mega church in California. He hosted a forum with Barack Obama and John McCain last night. Warren said on a Los Angeles radio show that Palin called him this week, and in his words, Warren says Palin asked him to, quote, "send her some Bible verses on how to deal with the unfair, unjust, and the mean-spirited criticism that comes in." Again, he says that's from Palin, whose people say Warren called her first, and she was returning the call when she asked for those passages. There's a major hurricane forcing oil rigs in the